IELTS aspirants. There is a very common problem for IELTS aspirant when they are doing their writings. They are unable to score more than 6 or more than 6.5. And those who specifically need more than 7 in their IELTS, they are really struggling to get that. There are multiple reasons behind that. Somehow there is some problem in the people, those who are training you for this, because they are more focused upon telling you about the role of vocabulary, and they are making you cram such vocabulary, but they are not focusing upon all the four criterias of IELTS writing, because your writing is basically evaluated on those criteria, and if you don't know that, definitely you are not going to get those scores because you are not meeting those criteria, right? Okay, so my name is Surinder Chaudhary, and I'm going to talk about one particular criteria in IELTS writing, specifically in essay writing, and that is coherence and cohesion. Because mostly it has been seen that students literally ignore that when they are writing their essays, because they are focusing upon their vocabulary, they are focusing more upon their grammar, but somehow they don't know what coherence is, they don't know what cohesion is, and ultimately they end up getting less scores, that is 6 or even below that. Well, today I'm going to talk about what coherence is, and in IDP writing, what examiner, or if I would have been an examiner, what I expect from you to achieve in the context of coherence and cohesion in your essay writing. All right. First of all, we will move to the marking criteria, which marking criteria are followed in your evaluation of writing. Uh, First of all is task achievement, that carries 25% weightage of your writing and your scores. Then comes coherence and cohesion, which we are going to talk about today. And then the third one is lexical resource, because this is obviously the vocabulary, its range and precision. And then the fourth one is your grammatical accuracy and range. All these four criteria are carrying 25% weightage of your scores. So, first of all, we will see what IDP demands. How do they ask you to be coherent and put right cohesive ties in your writing? And there is a parameter of band 9 which has been prescribed by them officially, and we will understand that one by one. So, what is first parameter? What is first requirement? They say that the message can be followed effortlessly. Which IELTS writing will get 9? Where whatever you have written in your essay, if it can be followed effortlessly by the examiner, if the examiner will not have to put additional stress to understand what you are trying to say, they will give you 9 in that case. Then comes the requirement of cohesion, and it says it is used in such a way that it very rarely attracts attention, because attracting attention means if your writing is not flawless, right? If it is not coherent enough, its connections are not appropriate, definitely I will have to again go back to your writing to understand the context of your next conversation. If I have to do that, definitely it is attracting my attention as an evaluator, and if that happens, I'm not going to score you, right? I'm going to give you low score, of course. So in this case, it is absolutely necessary to be coherent and to put right cohesive ties in your essay. Okay, further they say even some lapses in coherence or even in cohesion should be very minimal, means it shouldn't impact the meaning of your conversation at all. If it does, your scores will be very low. All right. Lastly, they are saying the paragraphing of your essay should be skillfully managed, because paragraph is something which is going to make your writing coherent in a sequence. If you have a proper introduction, then proper development of ideas in body paragraphs, and the relevant conclusion at the end, definitely it will become a complete conversation of an essay, and only then I'm going to understand it without any effort, and only then I will score you on the higher bands, and that will be 9. All right, now we will move to the part where we are supposed to understand coherence, what coherence means, what is the meaning of coherence basically. Well, coherence is a logical connection of your ideas. Whatever you are writing in your essay, if it is logically connected one by one, obviously I will be able to understand its meaning, its purpose, and its explanation, as well as your point of view, what you are trying to say. If that is connected properly, only then I will be able to mark you on higher band score. So it is absolutely necessary to understand the connectivity of those ideas, and today we are going to talk about that connectivity with the certain examples, right? And we have classified those examples under some key factors of coherence. So if we have to understand coherence, we will have to go through the key factors one by one. So first of all, the first key factor is the logical flow of your conversation. If you are communicating, if you are answering an essay, then first of all you will have to keep in mind that your whole answer is the logical sequence of each and every idea, right? There should be a proper introduction of a problem, its proper explanations, its proper outcomes, and finally its proper solutions, as well as the final conclusion of your communication. Okay, now let me show you an example how something can flow logically. So this is an example in front of you. A couple of sentences have been added in it, and let's see how the logical flow is followed in this example. It says, in terms of environmental protection, addressing deforestation is crucial. So I have introduced a problem here, an issue we can call it, and that issue is deforestation. Now, the further sentences should be its logical outcome, should be connected with it logically. It shouldn't go away from the topic. If it does, obviously the coherence will not be achieved at all. So let's see. It says not only does it contribute to the loss of biodiversity, but it also accelerates climate change due to the reduction in the number of trees absorbing carbon dioxide. You can see why it is important, why deforestation is important to be focused upon if we are supposed to protect the environment, right? First they said it is important to focus on deforestation, then they explain that if we don't do that, what may happen. If deforestation is not addressed properly, what can happen in the environment? So you can clearly see that the introduction is properly followed by a clear explanation of the same topic. If that is, you can say, achieved in your essay, you are going to get good scores in that. Let's move to the next key factor, and that key factor is smooth transition. Obviously essay is not about one idea only, right? Your essay might have a number of ideas. Some ideas may be correlating to one another, similar ideas might be there. Some ideas even might be opposite to each other, right? When we are talking about advantages and disadvantages, right? So in that case there are opposite ideas, but it is absolutely necessary for you to move from one idea to another idea very smoothly. There should be a proper connection between these two ideas, whether these are similar ideas or these are opposite ideas. If that is achieved, again I'm telling you, you are going to get good score in coherence and cohesion because it carries 25% weightage. So let's see an example. How can we move smoothly from one idea to another idea? Okay, there is an example. It says the government has implemented policies to promote renewable energy sources. So this is introduction of something, some policies which are introduced by the government. Now we are supposed to add something to it. This idea needs an addition to be elaborated, to be developed properly, right? So first of all, it is absolutely necessary that if you are moving from one idea to another idea, you are supposed to use an appropriate connector here. If that appropriate connector is used, you are definitely moving to next idea very nicely, because we are supposed to explain the same idea in further lines. Definitely we will go with the connectors like furthermore, right? Okay, then after, it is again necessary that if you are explaining something from this segment, you will have to actually refer back to it, which will be further understood in cohesion as well, but even in coherence, because these are somehow interconnected. Cohesion and coherence are very much interconnected concepts. So you will have to refer back to that idea once again, but in some different words. So here we were talking about policies. Now we are addressing them as these initiatives. So in that case, if you have to move from one idea to another idea, it shouldn't look like separate ideas. It shouldn't look like disconnected to one another, right? It should look like very much connected. It should look like a logical outcome of something which has been previously talked about. If that goes on, your coherence is on the spot. All right. Third key factor, it says you have to be consistent on topic. There should be a consistency on the topic, because topic is something that you are answering in your essay. But if you are deviating from that in any way, your coherence is going to be hindered there. It's gonna be, in such a problem that you will not get the right coherence achievement. Okay, we have an example here. Okay, the example says discussing the benefits of exercise is important for overall health. Now, our topic is about overall health. Right? But if you are moving further in your explanation of the topic, you cannot forget it. You might have to refer back it again. You might have to connect it with your previous idea. And if you are consistent on that, definitely you are coherent. You are again putting some logical communication in your essay. Just like this one, it further says, however, delving into the specifics of a balanced diet is equally crucial to achieving optimal well being. First they said overall health, then they used a very good synonym of it, optimal well being. So in that way, you will have to be very concerned about your coherence achievement. And if you know well that it's important to make a logical flow of ideas, first of all, right? These should be connected to one another very nicely. Then if we are moving from one idea to another idea, there should be a very good connection between these two ideas, whether these are similar ideas or these are opposite ideas, right? And finally, you cannot deviate from your topic. If you do so, again your marks are going to come down. Okay, so this was what coherence is about, right? Now, the second factor of our evaluation criteria, that is known as coherence and cohesion. And this is cohesion. First of all, we are going to discuss about the requirements of IDP, the requirements of evaluators who are going to mark your essays. So, the first requirement is, uh, I'm really sorry. First of all, you will have to talk about what cohesion stands for. Basically, we talked about requirements in the first slide. It says the cohesion basically means it is a connection of different grammatical and lexical units with one another. Look, let me tell you one example here. If you are talking about some people in your essay, you are saying that some people do this. Now you have to talk about these people once again. In that case, you cannot say some people, some people, some people every time. Rather, you will have to use some pronouns for them. For example, they, them, their. So that connection is absolutely important in your writing. For why do they consider that? Because if you are using some people, means people are a group of human beings. It is plural. So if you are referring them in form of a pronoun, that pronoun should also be plural. And on the other hand, they are third person plural. So your pronoun should also be a third person plural. In that case, what you have to do is you will have to use the appropriate pronouns for your nouns. This is the connection of different words in form of grammatical role of the words, right? And if that connection is correct, your cohesion is achieved, right? Apart from that, they also say that it should be a lexical unit also connected like you will have to use some connectors properly. If those connectors are also used in the right place, even then you are going to get good marks in your cohesion, right? Okay, now let's talk about the key factors that are to be considered in cohesion. So first of all, pronouns, as I have already given you example, that you will have to replace some nouns with some relevant pronouns. And how can pronouns be used in place of nouns to avoid repetition? There is an example in front of you. It says when individuals engage in regular exercise, they often experience improved mental health. You can clearly see in the first sentence itself. Individuals are some third person plurals. When they were referred back by this pronoun, which is also third person plural. But that is a noun, this is a pronoun. So this connectivity is absolutely important to be achieved. If that goes wrong, for example, if you use he, if you use she, if you use it here, definitely you are going to lose your marks here, because this he, she, or it will not be connecting directly to the individuals here. All right. Okay, going ahead in the same example, it says this positive effect is especially notable when they comes here. They again refers to the individuals, because individuals are the noun which is to be referred back again and again in your communication. So that reference should be appropriate. That reference should be correct. If that is correct, your cohesion level is achieved. Okay, they also demand you to use some good conjunctions or linking words in your writing, because your conjunctions and linking words are going to again establish that connection appropriately, because your ideas are being connected with one another, and if those ideas are connected with the right conjunctions, definitely you are going to make sense of your answer. If right conjunction is not there, or even if the conjunction is not available there, how will I be able to understand that whether you are presenting an opposite idea now, or you are presenting, or you are explaining the same idea now, right? So if those linking words are not available there, I am never be able to understand your opinion, what you are trying to say. I'm studying something in favor of the topic, and suddenly I get a sentence that is opposite to the topic, but I never found a transitional word which indicates that yes, now you are talking about the opposite side of the idea. If conjunctions are not there, I will never be able to connect the dots with one another, right? So in that way, absolutely necessary to use some conjunctions. Let's see an example. Well, there is an example. It says online education has become increasingly popular. Additionally, it offers flexibility for learners, allowing them to access course materials at their convenience. So, this is very clear. We have introduced a topic, further, we have elaborated it, right? What can be the outcome of this particular initiative? So, if I am elaborating the same idea, I'm, I'm really sorry. I am supposed to use a good connector here so that I can give a sense that yes, I am still on the same page. Yes, I am still elaborating the same idea which has been introduced in the first sentence. If that doesn't exist, my cohesive ties are missing. My cohesion is not achieved. Okay, as a result, my evaluator is not going to give me good marks. Finally, there is another key factor related to this, that is parallel structures. Now, when you are extending something within a sentence, you are giving additional information within a sentence, you use different words and connect them with a few connectors. But you will also have to achieve the similar grammatical structure of these different units, these different structures. Let's see how. Look, to succeed in this competitive job market, candidates should possess not only, now the sentence begins here, the candidates should possess, right? This is the verb, not only one aspect they need to possess, right? This is relevant qualification, but also strong interpersonal skills, and the ability to adapt to new challenges. Now, all three highlighted, you can say, structures of the information that is supposed to be added in this sentence must be in same structure, must be in same grammatical structure, must be playing same grammatical role. Only then your sentence will make a proper sense. Otherwise, if you are changing any grammatical structure, if you are adding any verb in any of these phrases, it will become illogical, it will become meaningless, and somehow it will also create some problems in your grammatical structure. Even there you are going to lose your marks, not only in cohesion but even grammatical structure will be hampered with this. So in that way, these three key factors of cohesions are really important to be achieved if you are supposed to score good in your IELTS. So that was all about understanding coherence and cohesion. And we have more videos about IELTS writing on our YouTube channel. You can visit there. Or if you want to contact us for online training or further explanation related to any topic of IELTS, you can contact us on the given number. Thank you so much.